With the first year anniversary on Global for Phantom Parade, we are getting a good array of banners coming, and one of them in particular is very good, okay? Specifically this JJK 0 banner that has 3 featured units, those of which of course being Red Yuta, Blue Miguel, and Blue Geto. In this video I'm going to discuss whether or not you should summon on this banner at all. Short answer is yes. Duh. But also who specifically on this banner you should want the most. Spoiler alert, it's all 3. But let's get into it. So yeah, the reason I wanted to make this quick video is just because we got the tweet saying, oh, SP buffs for these 3 units. Obviously, as soon as we found out that the banner was announced, we knew the SP buffs were coming for these 3. But with this confirmation, I was like, ooh, let me make a quick vid for money and subs. Let's just go through each 3 of these units and tell you why you should want all of them. Long story short, if you can't be asked to sit through this 10 minutes, you want Geto. This adult Geto is filthy. One of the best debuffers. With the SP buffs on top, he does a lot more damage. He's just a great unit before the SP buffs, and then you give him the SP buffs that have just been announced here, and he's even more filthy. The other 2 units are also still very great. This banner overall is fantastic. Really good value. The Blue Yuta banner that's active right now on Global still has like 3 weeks left. So chances are you can still get more tickets from the board game, and if you put charges into the banner, you could probably pity that Yuta eventually, right? And if you have that Blue Yuta already, one of his best partners in the game is this Blue Geto. They work together like PB&J and bangers and mash for a British, like, idiom, okay? They're perfect for each other, right? Ironically enough, because they try to kill each other. If you are new to this game, this banner is a must. Yes, the characters on this banner are only blue and red. If your green and yellow teams aren't the best, that's a shame, but just summon on this banner, trust me. That Yuta will get you through a bunch of early game content, and with the SP buffs, he's 10 times more viable than he used to be because he fell out of the meta a lot. When he first came out, he was one of the strongest in the game. This Yuta was absolutely disgusting, right? He has one of the highest ult multipliers in the game. He shares it with the adult Hollow Pebble Gojo. Over time, this specific buff, well, debuff at the bottom nerfed him, but with the SP buffs to his skill 3, which I'll get into shortly, and the SP buff to his crit hit enhancement, which is absolutely disgusting now. Like, the difference between the normal version and the SP version of his auto skill is, it goes from like a solid 1 out of 10 or like a 2 out of 10 to like 9, 10. It becomes disgusting, right? Miguel on release was kind of mid. There wasn't really anything good about him, but the more he was just buffed normally, like this specific move here, his skill 3, wasn't even buffed with the SP system. They just buffed him with patches and stuff. Same thing with the skill 2, his skill 1 as well. Dog, look at this stuff. It's disgusting, right? Like his crit enhancement as well is also genuinely filthy. And on top of it, this Miguel will work really well with a bunch of other units. He obviously works better with taijutsu, so like blue UG. Who else is a blue taijutsu unit? Am I dumb? I've forgotten. I feel like I've forgotten like the big blue taijutsu unit. Blue total. No. I guess there really isn't like a mega good taijutsu unit at the moment, but he'll work well with blue Yuji. Either way, doesn't really matter. Point stands, he buffs blue overall, and he's good for tanking. So out of these 3, as I said, the one you want the most is this lovely charming fella on the right, Geto. Geto's whole gimmick is debuffing capability, right? And the more they buff him with the SP, specifically his skill 3 is significantly better. It does more damage and it debuffs now, so there's actually a reason to use his skill 3 now, and it's an AoE, really handy. And his ult as well, they significantly buff. Like, they had to keep buffing it over time because it was just more and more dog water, but now they reduce the amount of CE you lose, they buff his stats for the move, they increase the Jujutsu stat. This move is just 10 times better overall. They didn't need to buff his auto skill because auto skill was already great. He always gets extra cursed energy at the start of every turn. Like, this unit is great overall. He works perfectly with the new Blue Yuta, as I said. Like any Jujutsu blue unit, he is perfect, like a perfect partner for. So Sukuna, you know, Ino, Lamau. This Geto was, like, as I said, like one of the best just blue units overall. Just one of the best debuffers or supports in the game overall. He's genuinely filthy, and the damage he does with his debuffs isn't nothing to sneeze at either. And now with his ult, because of the SP system, which we know we're getting now, which is only a couple days away, he's monstrous. Now, this Yuta, as I say, I think arguably him and Miguel have less value overall, but with the SP buffs, they're still very much viable. They are still very, very good. Obviously, with his ult, this was significantly nerfed, but the SP buffs changed his kit in a very specific way, made him 10 times better by reducing the CE post-ult on his skill 3 and just making it better. It's great. His skill 3 is phenomenal. Skill 1 and skill 2, cool, they're decent, but his skill 3 post-ult is where it's at. It meshes perfectly with his new SP buffed auto skill, and Miguel overall, as I said, is a tank. He will be debuffing the enemy a lot more, like taijutsu received. I don't want to use him with blue Maki because blue Maki's kind of mid, but either way, he still doesn't go terribly with blue Yuta because don't forget Blue Yuta starts off doing taijutsu, you know, and then he goes into jujutsu. So he's not terrible. Buffs taijutsu stats, so he also works well with hybrids, so he could work well with Nanami. Does decent damage overall himself, because he's buffing himself, he's reducing the damage he takes, he's debuffing like blue typing as well. This is a really good unit post SP buffs. They did have to buff him with patches and the SP system because on release he genuinely wasn't very good. I still don't even have him, and it makes me genuinely upset because I went pretty hard on his banner and I probably just pulled 10 red markies instead, so fuck me. But now with this banner I can get him and I'm really friggin' hyped. This unit is just cool and really good. As I say, I'd probably say Yuta holds more value. Like, genuinely in this order is like kind of the order you want them in. Geto is a must-have. As I say, if you are new to this game, all three of these units you kind of want. They're all really good. Especially the one thing about Yuta that, you know, isn't really shown here because I was highlighting the SP version was it says, oh, it strengthens I Won't Let You Die, which is Yuta's heal. So now you can use it 4 times instead of 3. So basically, people always made the meme back in the day. I say back in the day, a while ago, after like Yuta kind of fell off. And just kind of called him Red Shoko because he does the same thing, except it's an auto skill. He can also do damage at the same time. Like it costs 10 cursed energy and he gives everyone a quarter of their HP back, which is huge. And he also buffs his stats when he does it. And he also gives himself ult gauge. And with the SP variant, he can do it another time, which is phenomenal. And because of his new buffed skill 3, he's spending less cursed energy, so he can also just heal more as well. Like this unit, pre-SP, decent. Post-SP, great. Genuinely great unit. This Miguel overall, decent tank, keeps himself alive, has a chance to dodge, takes reduced damage. He does decrease buffs a lot, which is very intriguing. It's just like a slightly like different version of, you know, Toji's skill 3 where he removes buffs. He can just remove the values and lower them. Like just like in canon, like the Black Robe, just kind of a worse version of the Inverted Spear of Heaven. Similar sort of thing, but still very, very good. Okay, this Miguel, very good. Okay, but yeah, as I said, this banner is a must summon. Do it. All the units here are very good. However, obviously we don't know what's coming after this. It could be some of the stuff that's on JP at the moment. They did skip like 5 units. It could be the new friggin' Todo and Yuji. We don't know as of this point. You can hypothesize, but genuinely, who knows? But we are also getting a bunch of free multis for this banner. If you don't have Geto, go hard on this banner because he's genuinely like he can get you through a lot of stuff with his debuffs. Really good. Yuta, great healer, great damage dealer, and the SP buffs completely change his kit and make him phenomenal. Geto is just good out of the box. Geto was buffed so much with just, as you can see, post adjustment means they just changed him in patches and not even SP buffs. Just with like normal buffs, they made him an absolute monster, like debuffing wise. And now he's a monster who also does a 10 times more damage, which is great. So yes, this is just a quick video telling you whether or not you should summon and who you should summon for. The awkward thing is they are all on the same banner, so you are probably going to get dupes, which is a bit of an annoyance. Like that is going to be annoying for you, but at the same time, like a lot of these units do benefit from, you know, extra cursed energy from dupes. Like this Geto, there's nothing wrong with having more cursed energy with this guy. It means you don't have to use a memory of them that gives them a bunch more cursed energy. You can spam his skill 2, spam his skill 3 more, and look, his ult takes cursed energy as well, so he can chew through a lot of cursed energy, but he also gets 20 per turn, so it isn't too bad. But an extra 10 from getting a couple dupes into him isn't also a bad idea. This Yuta also spends a lot of cursed energy. This scales with the amount of cursed energy he has. Like that is a gimmick with all 3 of these JJK 0 units. They all buff their skills depending on whether or not they have like a bunch of cursed energy. Like if Miguel has a bunch of CE, the skill 2 is buffed. Same with the skill 1. The same with Geto, his debuffs scale with the amount of cursed energy he has. So getting dupes of these characters isn't also a bad outcome to have. I mean, my Yuta is like Awakening 4. Because I used all my SSR fragments on them because I didn't think we were going to get the banner again for a while. But they kind of make the JJK 0 banner come back like every 4 months or so. Like they released the JJK 0 banner really like soon on global. A couple months later, like 4 months later or so, I guess, they released Miguel with the new JJK 0 banner. And then they're doing it again now for the first year anniversary, which is really good because, as I said, all 3 of these units are really strong. I highly suggest going pretty hard on this banner. As I say, err on caution a little bit because I don't know what comes after this, but we are getting a bunch of free multis, so keep that in mind, right? If you pull either of these guys from the free multis, you're eating good. With that being said, there's not much else to say. This is just a quick yap sesh for subs and money. Cheers, my dudes. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.